No, but I think we'll be fine. Because how can anybody not love you?
You're like, you don't feel ready, but we've felt really ready. Like, I have all the confidence in the world in us, and you. We're gonna get our donor. What up, YouTube?
What up?
We're back.
We're back.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin'?
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button and throw us a like if you like what you see, what we doing today, baby.
Today, we are going to share some very exciting life updates with y'all.
Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. We're having a baby. Not yet, but so yes, we are talking about some super important news that we wanted to share with you guys, and that's we're planning to have a baby.
Yeah.
We have started the process. Obviously, like, it's a long process, so we're not gonna have a baby yet, but we have started. We just wanted to kind of tell y'all what's been going on.
We've always known that we wanted to have a baby, period. Like, early on in the relationship, we talked about what we wanted in life, and kids were something that we both said we wanted. So, we've already started doing the biggest things. We have the house, we're having a wedding, and our timeline for the baby will be pretty soon after the wedding. We're going to start to officially
Try,
try.
if you will. Yeah, we want to start. You know, after our honeymoon, we'll get it on and pop it. But hopefully we'll get pregnant right away. But you know, it could take a couple of tries and some months. So, but we're ready. Like, we've been ready. I feel like other people say, you know, you're never really ready for a baby, or like you don't feel ready, but we've felt really ready. Like, I have all the confidence in the world in us, and you and me and us together. Like, I'm ready. So
Yeah.
we want to get, and y'all, come on, we're 30. So like, geez.
She keeps saying like we're old. We're not old, babe. We're just the oldest we'll ever be right now.
Yeah. No, we're the youngest we'll ever be. I wish.
Okay, well, you know what I meant.
Yeah, all right.
Basically, the things that we've done so far is we started to look into where we wanted to get our donor from. We started to look into cryobanks because we felt like that was the obvious choice, because I felt like one of the things about being gay was you knew that you were gonna have to go to a cryobank. Like, it was just like something that everybody knows. Like, the sky is blue, you gotta have a baby at a cryobank. And long story short, the more research I did, the more anxiety I got from like going the cryobank route. I was like, something isn't right. And then, do you remember it was like a week of me like doing research, and we were on the couch one day and I looked at Lindsay and I was like, I'm really anxious about this. And you were surprised.
Victoria does a lot of research on a lot of things. So she was doing the research and she was telling me all the facts, and I was like, yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of crazy. We just like found out a lot of things about like how cryobanks are really unethical in a lot of ways, which I'm sure comes as no surprise. It's, you know, like a lot of things.
Capitalized.
Yeah, capitalism. It's just for money, you know. But we were talking and we were like, this is literally our child. Like, this is gonna be our child.
I'm gonna start with all of the things that I found out about cryobanks, which again, like, if you were someone who was a donor kid from a cryobank, or if you're a couple that ever used cryobanks, like, nothing against you, nothing against the process that you, or the experience that you had. You might have had an amazing experience. These are just things that I learned and that we realized that we didn't want for our process. One of the biggest things was that the health for the child. So like, because cryobanks are typically anonymous, we learned that cryobanks don't share the donors, like the dad's health. So the issue with that is, like, a lot of the kids who were donor kids who are now adults have chronic illnesses that they cannot figure out. Like, I mean, y'all know I have health anxiety. So I'm imagining my kid is an adult, or even a kid, and he or she is having all these issues with health, and we can't figure it out because we don't have an entire side of their medical history.
Yeah.
And that's scary. Like, that is my worst fear as someone with health anxiety. So I was like, okay, what? Like, what do you mean they don't have the other side of their history?
Yeah.
And they just don't have to give it to them, and they don't have to even communicate to them.
Yeah. Like things that come up even later in the donors' lives. And that's another thing, like, that we found out, or we kind of already knew, but it's reiterated the fact that, like, a lot of cryobanks are preying on, like, kids, basically, who are, like, 18 years old in college. And I had a lot of friends in college who wanted a quick $100 because we're broke in college. And they just go and, you know, do the thing. And, like, and they don't really, like, it's not clicking up here, like, what they're actually doing, like, what they're getting themselves into. And then their sperm is getting sold to, like, many families because of loopholes in the system, and then they come out, you know, 18 years later and they have like 100 plus kids.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that's like...
That was the other thing I found out. And that one was so much different because I'm gonna attach the TikTok for the guy who talks about his experience about being a donor in college and now having like 100 kids. 1,100 kids. All out there in the world. And
he's like going and meeting all of them, which is great, but
yeah, kind of because he's having like existential crisis. Like he's having an existential crisis. He like can't fathom that he has this many children.
Yeah.
And that was because of a loophole. So a lot of the times cryobanks have so many loopholes where, like, you know, they tell the college guy, like, or, you know, they tell the guy donating, oh, it's only gonna be 3 families, but then because of loopholes, it ends up being 20 families. One of the biggest issues with having that many kids out there, and also these families not knowing that their children have all these siblings or half siblings, is that they could potentially date each other. Like, if my child came home from college and brought the boo, and then we somehow find out, hopefully even, you might not even find out, but let's say we find out that they're related. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like,
yeah.
what?
So.
The odds are low, but at the same time, are they really? Because how many times do you meet somebody and you're like, small world?
Yeah, like
you're my cousin.
Yeah, true.
The world can be a lot smaller than you think.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into the positive things of why we decided to go with this place called Seed Scout.
We ended up finding a sperm donor matchmaking service called Seed Scout, and honestly, like, genuinely, we've had the best experience. Like, we hopped on where we started talking to Danielle, the founder. So her and her wife also found a lot of unethical things with the cryobanks, and they wanted to actually do something about it. So they started Seed Scout. The things different that they do is, like, all the donors have to be 23, I think. It's like, it's a certain age or older. It's like a lot older than 18 to donate. And that's to just like eliminate like people who, you know, you don't really understand what you're actually getting to. Hopefully by 23 or 24 you actually do. And then they don't turn away donors because of medical history. So they find that the donors are really, really open, like down to like bee stings, swellings when they were like 5.
Yeah.
Because like they know that they can still help somebody. They're not gonna be turned away because of their medical history. So, and we get that information, but we can then choose if we want to go forward even with the medical history. So
not only do we get the donor history with the Seed Scout company, the major thing is every single year the donor has to update us on their medical history, and then we in exchange have to update them on like
what our child is doing, basically.
So like they'll update us on their medical history, and then in that same exchange we'll be like, hey, our kid started soccer or whatever.
Which I think is cute, yeah. And like throughout the process, you know, it's a known donor. It ends up, because we do meet them.
Yeah, they're not anonymous at all.
Yeah. So we meet them beforehand. We are choosing them, but they also have to choose us. Like
what if they don't like us?
If we talk to them, they're like, nah, I don't really like them.
I'm gonna be so stressed. Like if we pick a donor and we go meet them and they like, those bitches was a little weird, I don't want them. And I'm gonna be like, oh, we was weird.
I know, that would be sickening.
No, I think we'll be fine, because how can anybody not love you?
Well,
it's you.
You never know, but
no. Everybody that's ever met Lindsay has loved her. So anyways, how could they not love this girl here? So because they're not anonymous and because they are known, there are just so many good factors that come from us like personally knowing and being able to reach out to them and taking away like that secret of our child, like not knowing who their dad is or the donor is because it's not their dad. We don't want that to be like this secret looming over our family of like, you were like, you know, like it's, I don't want it to be weird. It doesn't have to be weird.
Yeah. I agree with that for sure. A big majority of their donors are like in the LGBTQ community, so that's like fire, honestly.
Nah, fire. Like we were talking about it because the thing that we learned about with cryobanks, I hate to keep shitting on cryobanks, but if you didn't know, now you know. They are most of them are homophobic, and they do not allow gay men to donate. Like because of the AIDS epidemic in the 90s, even though we're in 2024 and you can test for AIDS and get the results back immediately, but they still use it as an excuse for why they don't allow gay men to donate.
Right. Yeah. Like silly.
Stupid.
So silly.
And most cryobanks have a very limited amount of black men and Hispanic men that donate. And Seed Scout, for instance, like has a way bigger number, and they're not even a huge company.
I mean, we literally chose Seed Scout, so we're gonna get our donor. And we went and we got her like some of the fertility stuff done, like your test, just to make sure that everything was going okay. And like, you know, that you're fertile basically.
We did our fertility consult and that went well. We did my lab work and we did my ultrasound, and so far I'm fit and healthy and have the eggs and the capacity to carry a child.
Yeah, a lot of little eggs in there. None of them are our children, but little fun fact is that women, if you didn't know, we are born with the highest number of eggs that we'll ever have. And then every time, like every month, you get less and less eggs.
That's just honestly kind of fucked up.
So that's why like the older you get, the like less fertile you are. But men are always have the same like sperm count. I mean,
and Lord knows they sperm count need to start going low and lower. Like it need to be the opposite. Women should be able to have a baby whenever, and men should have a day where they stop, because the way 80-year-old men be having kids. I know y'all seen Robert De Niro. He like 70. He just had a baby.
Oh my God, no.
Why you had a baby at 70? That's just selfish. If Robert De Niro, if you're watching this, what do you mean? He's 70. He happy for his baby. He like, I'm happy to bring this baby in.
If Robert De Niro is watching this, I'm
shame.
No, I was just, hi. Hey man.
No, shame on you. That baby, you're too old for that. Anyways, we're just giddy and we're going off topic because we're excited. But yeah, so far fertility is going good. I guess we'll just talk about why I'm gonna go first in this video, because I know a lot of people always wonder if Lindsay's gonna carry. And she does plan on carrying, just not first.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry. Well, we kind of just talked about this. Well, okay, so we always known that we both want to carry one, and then we decided, I think like probably last year, that you wanted to go first, or like we both decided that you could go first because she wants to just get it over with and be done. Yeah, which I can understand. You guys know she has her health anxieties and all of that, so that's fine with me.
Yeah,
you're gonna go first.
I want to have the experience. I've always seen myself having a baby, but I don't want to wait, and then like I don't want to like change my mind, because when I saw myself having kids, I also did not have health anxiety at the time. So with my newfound health anxiety as a adult in this world, I'm just gonna go first. So,
yeah, I feel like if I like had a bad pregnancy or something, you would be like, I'm not doing that shit.
What? If you had a bad pregnancy, scrap it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So.
Because you're like, it's also because your pain tolerance is so high. So if I saw you like struggling, I would be like, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah. So I feel like this is the best option. For you to go first, and then I probably will be shortly after. We kind of like talked about that, so yeah. And then after that, we're gonna see if we want a third. She will not be carrying two. I will be deciding if I want to carry again. So we'll figure that out when it comes. But
yeah,
for now we'll go for two, and then yeah. And we're gonna have separate donors. So she's going through the process right now with Seed Scout, and then I will go at a different time, like later on. But
yeah, and then the last current update for our fertility is that we have seen our catalog of donors, and let's just say Seed Scout's donors are so good looking that when we showed our parents, they thought we were being catfished. Like Lindsay's dad was like, "Are these men even real?" Because like and your dad was so funny. He was like, "I mean, I looked good back in my day, but these guys look like freaking models."
yeah.
And my mom was like, I like that one. I like that one." And I'm
Yeah, our
like, "Girl,
moms
it's
were-
not about that."
No, literally, our moms are like, "Oh my god, I want to see." Like, just like,
You know how it is, just girl things. The
Yeah.
moms were like, "Oh my god, he looks like he's on The Bachelor." Or whatever.
Yeah.
But we broke ours down too in terms of donors. We broke it down. Like we had like a lot of non-negotiables in terms of features and like college educated and just like random things that not random, but things that we really like sat down and thought about.
Yeah.
And it took us like hours and hours to really narrow it down.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Anything else?
I think that's it. I can't believe we're like gonna have a baby. And this is gonna be after the wedding if we didn't already say that.
We did.
We did. Okay, so I'm not gonna be at the wedding with the belly bump.
She would. If we had to do it the old fashioned way, she would already had a baby. I'll let y'all know that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have for today. It's my update. That's our update.
Yeah, we just wanted to update y'all on that and just, I don't know. Yeah, just exciting news. So,
If y'all have any more questions, let us know in the comments, and we might do another like Q&A solely focused on like the fertility questions.
yeah. But thank y'all so much for watching this little update on our life. We love you guys so much. We'll see you when we see you. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Period.
Bye.
Oh Lord, we're having a baby.